Fire team ban.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in. You're watching one of
Radiant
the group
ban.
stage match for the Jeto Cup here in the Philippines. This is your caster Charles, and after much delays, due to the latest patch, so the game's delayed, but now we're getting it on. Jokes on Yao
Dyer's
versus
ban.
4 Pigs plus Fafi. So Jokes on Yao actually right now is in the lead with 2 wins overall in the group stages, while this is the first game of 4 Pigs plus Fafi. So Jokes on Yao bans the Bat
10
Rider,
seconds to go.
while 4 Pigs plus Fafi bans
Five
the OD
seconds.
or Outworld Devourer. Sorry
Radiant
there,
team
I
ban.
was confused by its Dota 1 name, the Outworld Destroyer or something similar. So we just call him OD to avoid confusion. Now, Jokes on Yao bans the Life Stealer. Okay, so let's talk
10
about the ban so far.
seconds to go.
Okay, apologies for that sound. It's
5 seconds.
the announcer, the latest pack. So now 4 Pigs plus Fafi bans the Weaver.
Dyer's pick.
And Jokes on Yao goes for their first
Radiant's
pick,
pick.
the Darkseer. Now, Darkseer, very formidable offlaner with his wall. Can turn around team fights. The vacuum wall is one of his combos. More so if you can pair it up with another hero like the Naga, who can set up the ulti. Now it's 4 Pigs plus Fafi's turn to pick. Okay, let's talk about maybe the bans. Outworld, the OD, powerful
10
mid laner.
seconds to go.
Weaver, very
Radiant's
elusive
pick.
carry. And the Lifestealer, similarly
Dyer's pick.
resilient. And of course, the Batrider's great at initiation. So 4 Pigs plus Fafi picks their two heroes, the Lone Druid and the
Dyer's
Visage.
ban.
Lone Druid, usually one of your core, one of your carries. You can go in the off lane, you can go safe lane, and occasionally even mid lane. Uh, he's a very powerful pusher. So now 4 Pigs plus
Radiant
Fafi
team
picks the
ban.
Visage. Very actually one of the stronger supports in the game, especially during your early game. Can even be part of an aggressive trial lane. While Jokes on Yao picks the
Dyer
Jakiro.
team ban.
Jakiro, more or less a stable support. His Ice Path can stop an initiation if he's far back. So Jokes on Yao bans the Rubik. Uh, the Rubik,
10 seconds to go.
very actually very flexible support, and
5
he might steal
seconds.
the wall or even the Jakiro's Ice Path or Macro Pyre, so understandable
Reserve
ban.
time.
4 Pigs plus Fafi on the other hand bans the Phantom Lancer, a very annoying carry. So now both teams digging into their reserve time. So let's see what they pick. Okay, so I'm just listing right now the bans and picks in my notebook, just in case something happens to the game. But this should usually be saved. Usually, the game save every minute. Uh, so hopefully there's no disconnection. Okay, so Jokes on Yao bans the
Radiant's
puck.
ban.
So he's a very good mid hero, especially with his Dream Coil. But he needs to farm up the Blink Dagger. So for me, that telegraphs maybe Jokes on Yao's looking for maybe Templar Assassin mid or
10
even a
seconds to go.
Queen of Pain.
5
So
seconds.
now it's 4 Pigs plus Fafi's turn to make a ban.
Reserve
They, c-
time.
they could also, I guess, ban the mid heroes or even a carry since Jokes on Yao hasn't revealed their strategy yet on that end. So they banned the Nerubian Assassin. And 4 Pigs
Dyer's
plus
pick.
Fafi quickly picks the Naga Siren. Lately, who's seeing play as a support. I mean, we were talking about setup for the Darks here, so the Naga Siren Sleep can do that as well. And we were talking about the possibility of an aggressive trial lane, and with the Riptide and then a level 2 Ensnare, you can easily kill a hero, especially with the Visage's Soul Assumption and the Grave Chill.
10
So,
seconds to go.
very powerful combination there.
Earthshaker here.
Joksonyao now picks the
Radiant's
Earthshaker.
pick.
He's usually played the support, and he can both initiate and counter initiate. Actually, more or less serves the same thing as a Jakiro with his Fissure. But later on, when he farms a Blink Dagger, he can go for Blink Enchant Totem, Blink Fissure, Blink Echo Slam. And what's nice because of his third skill, the Aftershock,
10
all of
seconds
those
to go.
abilities have stuns. So 4 picks Usafi
Dyer's
picks
pick.
the Shadow Fiend. And wait, now just confused my notes, but just give me a second. Shadow Fiend. Well, sometimes he's played as carry, but most likely he's gonna be mid. It's a very dominating mid. So I guess it's now on
10
Jokes on Yao
seconds to go.
to pick their
5
mid
seconds.
hero.
Reserve time.
So again, uh, they might pick Queen of Pain, high burst damage, Templar Assassin as well. Although Templar might not be that good against Shadow Fiend because of his raises. Sometimes we've even seen oh, so a
Radiant's
strange
pick.
pick here, which is the Pudge. Okay, so Pudge, he's a good initiator with that hook. Can easily isolate
10
heroes.
seconds
And
to
actually, at the end of the day, he doesn't need that much
5
farm. Well, he needs
seconds.
farm, but if the things go bad on his lane, that doesn't really stop
Reserve
his
time.
initiation skills. He can uh, hunt for the supports and do the hook into
Dyer's
a
ban.
rot and dismember. Okay, so 4 picks Usafi bans the gyrocopter. Fitting because
Radiant's pick.
because Jokes on Yao doesn't have their hard carry yet. While Jokes on Yao bans the Alchemist, which is fair. I mean, what's nice about 4 pigs plus Fafi's lineup now is that they have flexible lineups. I mean, the Lone Druid can be your hard carry, and if that's the case, they really don't have any offlaners banned aside perhaps from the Batrider or the Lifestealer. If they do choose
10
an offlaner,
seconds
they
to
could
go.
go maybe Clockwork, a Bounty Hunter,
5
to
seconds.
name a few, or even maybe the new Elder Titan. Timbersaw is also
Reserve
another
time.
option. But then again, this Undoid might also just go in the off lane and they still have a hard carry slot to pick. Alternatively, the hard carry might also go to the Shadow Fiend and they might pick their mid hero. While with Doksun Yao, their pick really is more limited in the sense that they have to pick a hard carry at least if they want a balanced lineup. I mean sometimes we see this all in from some teams, picking perhaps a semi carry or a hero that's more powerful in the early game, but at that point you need to be ending the game by the 15 minute mark.
Dyer's pick.
So for picks Safi, picks a Luna, very good hard very good hard carry, and then while not that effective at level 1, she'll ramp up later on around level 6 thanks to her spells. I mean she'll always have Lucent Beam and Eclipse, and of course that Lunar Blessing is always good
10
even if you
seconds
just
to
take a
go.
1 level fit. And this
5
this looks like our
seconds.
aggressive trial in the Visage, the Naga Siren, the Luna, especially if the Luna gets a Lunar Blessing.
Reserve time.
And you have, well, the Jakiro's actually a bit tough. And the Earthshaker, again, he's a strength hero, strength support. So, and what's good about these two heroes is that they can counter initiate and they'll have disables. So now Jokes on Yao's turn to pick their final hard carry. I mean, they still have a lot of options. They could go an anti-mage, a Sven, a Spectre, to name a few. Maybe even a Phantom Assassin. Although we haven't seen a Phantom Assassin, I think, if I'm not
10
mistaken, during
seconds to go.
these group stages. So they go for a Faithless Void. What's nice about Faceless Void is ultimate. He needs farm, but if he does get out the Chrono Spear, they can easily isolate one of the heroes. So if it's a team fight, it can easily turn to 4 versus 5. And with the Jakiro and Earthshaker there, you can easily hit enemies out of their. You can easily hit enemies without entering the Chronosphere. So let me introduce the teams. We have Jiropi on the Lone Druid. They're most likely they're offlaner. Magic User on the Naga Siren. S Rebel on the Visage. Kiribdon on the Luna. And Faffy Pudding on the Shadow Fiend. On the dire side, we have Greg Oden's Peonies on the Butcher. CX58 on the Darkseer. And Head on the Faceless Void, Molecules on the Jakiro, and Joy on the Earthshaker. So it looks like we have a safe lane with the Faceless Void, Jakiro, and the Earthshaker for the Dire. Their Darkseer going off lane, and on mid will be the Pudge. And then let's see some rotation from the lanes. Yeah, the Lone Druid is going to solo the safe lane, the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, and an aggressive trial lane here with the Visage, Naga Siren, and the Luna for the Radiant. So defensive wards are placed here for the side of the Radiant, and looks like if the Dire will be doing anything similar. Yep, they placed their defensive ward here. And the Lone Druid Bear scouts out the Regen Rune, which spawns at the bottom. Okay, so let's see if Radiant's aggressive Trident can make something out of it, or if they block this creep camp. Do they have wards? Yes, but they have a Observer ward. I'm not sure if they'll be using it to block this creep camp. So looks like the Visage is going to position, yes, and I think they're going for a block here. I guess they just go for a body block. And then now we see the start of their farm. Now the thing with an aggressive tri lane, you really don't have creeps to pull. Although here, what's unique about the Radiant side is if you eat some trees here, you can pull this hard camp into your creep. So that's one way to get XP. But more conventionally, you do an aggressive tri lane to deny farm from the opponent, and or hopefully to get some kills so that you can catch up on XP. So there's a block here by this is just the Dire checking if they're getting blocked. Name this one sees an award if it's placed here beside the torch. But that's not the case, and actually they've been just body blocking it. In terms of our farm, actually we have the Shadow Fiend on top of his last hits, and the Lone Druid as well at bottom. And then actually the Pudge isn't doing too bad considering he's up against a range hero and it's a Shadow Fiend who usually tends to dominate the mid lane. Actually, another thing that the Shadow Fiend can do is stack this small creep camp or farm. Another benefit of going Radiant. But right now I think the Radiant, and yeah, we're talking about this hard camp creep pull, and that's just what the Radiant successfully did. I'm not sure if the Dire will look to contest this. Overall, I think the Radiant has the advantage. I mean, their heroes are winning the lane, and now we have engagement here with the Dire counter initiating, going against the Visage, but he manages to escape. No, but now they're going for this Naga Siren, and she's trying to escape. The Luna throws a Lucent Beam, and now there's an Ice Path by the Jakiro, and will the Naga Siren survive? Yes, she survives with 67 hit points, and now it's a Luna's turn. Lucent Beam, a hit, and they score first blood against this Earthshaker. But now there's a counter initiation, the Jakiro Ice Path and the Faceless Void chasing, but they might get this Visage, but the Luna comes in with the Lucent Beam to stall, but might lose her life, and that's what happens. The Faceless Void's last hit gets them, so lots of aggression going there, and Naga Siren still at low life without any pulled regen items, so I don't think there's much she can do here except die. It's only right now the Visage who's in the lane and still has some tangos. So more or less an even fight there, but the Radiant Towers are only taking damage. Aside from that, though, the rest of Radiant's heroes are pulling the lead. I mean, we have the Lone Druid with 15 last hits and 4 kills, and the Shadow Fiend similarly has 14 last hits and, well, now 15 and 5 denies. So, regardless of how you feel that fight at top went, I mean, well, the benefit of Radiant is first blood, even if their carry eventually died. But they're definitely winning their other lanes. So I really like this lineup for the Radiant, but still for the Dire, there's still the mid game, the late game. I mean, in terms of late game, the Freeze Voids are one of your harder carries, and there's not really much you can do inside the Chronosphere unless perhaps you BKB beforehand, and the Pudge will be great at initiation. As we said before, even if he loses his lane, he can nonetheless initiate, and that's what's happening here. He's losing his lane, he grabs an invisibility rune, and the Shadow Fiend just hangs back. Actually, as I said before, when you're just hanging back, maybe you can just farm this small creep camp, whether pulling it or using your raises to farm it. I mean, it's extra money, and it's time that you're not really losing because you stayed back. So now we go back to this top lane. Looks like the aggressive lane isn't okay. The Radiant's trying to do another pull, and I think they'll succeed. And the Radiant finally drops an observer ward here, which will block this creep camp once it's farmed. So nice block there, and the Dire already expended one of their sentry wards earlier. Do they still have one? No. So if they want to deward this, they have to send it via the courier. And then in terms of last hits and denies, again, Radiant winning whether it's mid or bottom. Still, I'm interested in what the Darkseer's items will be. Normally, he's a mech carrier. Still far from his mecha. He hasn't started it yet. While this Shadow Fiend, I think, is waiting for this rune to respawn, but I think he went off lane too early. So the Pudge will instead go for top, but the Visage is there to meet him. I guess if it spawns, the Visage might deny it, but he might also get hooked. Yeah, will he deny this haste rune in time? Yes, he does so. So neither the Pudge nor the Shadow Fiend gets the rune. And both more or less lose XP, so it's a wash. And interesting is that both heroes now have reached level 6. And I guess the Shadow Fiend, this Visage is rotating, but he won't get in range of the Pudge. Instead, it's the Dire supports who are now rotating. I think, yeah, with the right skills, they could easily kill the Shadow Fiend. I mean, a Fissure into an Ice Path into Pudge Hook, and Dismember would get a kill. I wonder if the Radiant spots that the supports are gone, and you have this Faceless Void just backing off. So we have you see the Shadow Fiend making another go at the Pudge. Is content with last hits and doesn't have really enough mana. Also now there's this gank. Nice wrap around there by the Dire supports. But they really don't get the kill, and the Radiant supports come in. So we have this Visage, and there they get the kill on the. Yeah, they get the kill on the Earthshaker, and the Ice Bat misses both the Visage and the Shadow Fiend. And actually, the Shadow Fiend can make a go at this Pudge. Can he? Yeah, he has enough mana for one race, but the Pudge smartly goes back. And I think, no, it's the Shadow Fiend who's building his Shadow Blade, and already has the Shadow Amulet. And in top, yeah, the supports have rotated in, and you have this Luna. So this Void's actually level 6 now, so you can actually make a go at this Luna since the support isn't there. Or yeah, Nagasign comes in, but I think, yeah, he could have Time Walk into a Clone Spear and the Jakiro providing support or backup. But now the Earthshaker rotates here. So yeah, this creep camp is still blocked by this ward. and the Shadow Fiend will be grabbing a much needed regeneration rune. At the very least for mana, if not for the HP. And perhaps the bright while the Dire carry, the Faceless Void's ahead in terms of XP. Uh, we have to be worried about him his farm, and the Luna is actually getting ahead with 19 last hits. So there's a pause. Maybe you can use this time to check the net worth. Yeah. So right now it's all radiant. You have the Shadow Fiend leading the net worth, and the Lone Druid second. Let's see what his items are. I think he's building for his Tranquil Boots on the Lone Druid, while his bear already has the face boots. So there's pinks coming. And let's see. Yeah, the Shadow Fiend. I think he's looking. Yeah, he just farmed this small creep camp by saying, when your lanes push, you can always go back there to farm it. And let's look at the graphs. Yeah. On the XP chart, it's the Radiant is leading, especially with those 2 kills early on, including First Blood, and with the gold, that's also the case. So what, 2,500, which is actually a lot considering no towers have been taken yet. So the Pudge makes a hook against the Shadow Fiend, but misses. Nice dodge there, and yeah, they just go back. So now let's look at this tri lane. Actually, this aggressive tri lane by the Radiant isn't doing so bad, although yeah, they need the levels. So yeah, but this Jakirs are rotating again, planting another Observer Ward. I think he made an Ice Bat, almost hitting the Shadow Fiend, and the hook goes the same, but it's just barely out of reach. So nice juking there, or avoidance by the Shadow Fiend. He misses some races but gets some creep kills. So now this Dire tri-lane can't really farm. They make a go at the supports, then Ice Path. Well, here now the Face of Void finally expends his Chronosphere, which might kill this Visage, and there they get the kill. And I think, yeah, this Radiant just needs to go back. We're talking about a long-range initiation. That fight started with a Fissure into an Ice Path, and then a Chronosphere. So now the kills is tied to 2-2. And maybe actually right now the Radiant supports and just rotate and maybe use the farm their own creep camp here at the bottom safe lane. And now we also have this Pudge. I think he's looking to rotate bottom and hunt this Lone Druid. He's in ulti form? No, not yet. He's level 9, but he didn't really skill the true farm, which means he'll be very vulnerable. I mean, scaling both your Spirit Bear and Synergy means that you have a very fast and tough bear, but it leaves your hero to be very fragile. So that's something to keep an eye on. Let's see how this gank will work out. And the Luna finally reconnects to the game, and we're resuming. So there, both Radiant heroes content to stand behind their tower, and yeah, especially after that losing the tri-lane fight, it's understandable. We're talking about initiation, Ice Path into a Fissure is very, very dangerous. And perhaps the saving grace now is that the Faceless Void already spent his ultimate, the Chronosphere. So looks like Pudge doesn't go for the gank and instead goes back to mid. I think he's looking to hook this Shadow Fiend, but there are creeps blocking the way, and the Shadow Fiend just quickly just damages his tower, and look quickly how much damage it takes, especially with that Illusion Rune. It's still not yet in deny range. I mean, after a few hits, maybe yeah, you want to micro that. Yeah, now it's in deny range, and let's see if the Pudge will look to deny it, but no, he gets harassed by the race by the Shadow Fiend, but behind him is the Dire supports are coming in, and there we see that that combination, the Fissure into an Ice Path, and Dire gets the kill. And so yeah, I mean, if you're talking about initiation, there's the diary has a lot of that. I mean, you have the Earthshaker with your Fissure. We were talking about the Jakiro with his Ice Path. We also have the Pudge with his Hook. Even the Faces Void can actually initiate with all the dangers with a Time Walk into a Chronosphere. And the Darkseer later on, a Surge into a Vacuum, into a Wall. So, in terms of initiative, Dire has it, but let's not count the Radiant out. I mean, they have formidable cores with the Luna, Shadow Fiend, and Lone Druid. That they can push towers quickly, and they deal a lot of damage. So I think really this game will boil down to the team fights later on, and who manages to catch the other unaware. I mean, if Jokes on Yao manages to initiate, I think the team fight will immediately become 4 on 5 or even 3 on 5, and in that case, 4 Pixel Safi will lose the game. But if 4 Pixel Safi has a fight on their terms, they could easily decimate these heroes, especially once they get their BKBs. And now it looks like the Shadow Fiend is hunting the Darkseer. Does he have an invisibility rune? Yes. So it's the animation invisibility rune. I think the Darkseer spotted the Shadow Fiend getting the invisibility rune, so which is why he's going back. And these dire supports have already smoked, so they're looking to gank. I think they also want to hunt Shadow Fiend again. And there's a lack of vision in this bottom area. I mean, a lot of the wards are on top. We still have this Radiant Observer ward blocking the creep camp, and this aggressive ward so that they can spot if supports are coming in. And now there's a teleport by the Pudge. Makes a hook aiming for the bear or the Lone Druid, but instead he hits a creep. And the Shadow Fiend just backs off. So on top, yeah, you have this 3 heroes. And I think they can make a go at this Faces Void since the supports aren't there. And they should have this ward at least earlier telling them that the supports aren't there. But now the Jakiro comes in, so they should see this, and I think they can't make a go anymore. So the Naga Siren just dives with their illusions, but goes back. I don't think they can hunt this Faces Void anymore. Because the Jakiro and the Earthshaker are finally there, and they really have a lot of counter initiation range. You really need to make a go at them, because if you, well, it's like this. If you make a go at the Faces Void, the Jakiro can Ice Path, and the Earthshaker can use his Fissure. If you make a go to Jakiro, the Earthshaker can make a Fissure, and if you make a go at the Earthshaker, the Jakiro can just Ice Path to counter initiate. So looks like the Tricors are the 3 heroes from top are rotating mid. No, Luna goes back to top while the supports look to gank the Pudge. And right now they're a bit under leveled. They're both level 5, so lacking one more level before they get their ultimates. And maybe we can look at hero level. Yeah. Oh well, actually right now the dire supports are lower level. The Earthshaker level 4. I think that was due to the rotation. But the Radiant cores, the Shadow Fiend, and the Lone Druid are leading in terms of XP. So the Luna hangs back, but let's look at mid. The Pudge manages to hook the Shadow Fiend, and I think that's his death with the Darkseer coming in. But so the supports get a revenge kill on the Pudge, who immediately buys back and teleports, but the Naga Siren counter initiates with her ultimate to sleep. Yeah, that kill on Pudge just gives them enough level, reaches to level 6. So now they have their ultimates in this familiar access guards. In the meantime, the Dire makes a go at this tower, but the Luna fends it off. So nice fight there by the Dire. I mean, they killed the Shadow Fiend first, even if the Pudge eventually fell. I mean, they got the kill first. So, but in terms of farm, it's definitely still in the Radiant. And if you look at the gold chart, yeah, still in the Radiant. So they still have the game. Let's see if this Darkseer has his mech. Yeah, he has his mech, so that will be very useful during these team fights. But lately, right now, there's just no rotation. And I think this Lone Druid is saving for Radiant, especially with 2,700 gold in the bank. So these familiars spot the other dire heroes, and Darkseer just uses the mech to heal their carry. Do they spot this Pudge? He actually has an invisibility rune, so he can make a easy hook here. Actually, despite possibly hitting one of these three heroes, the hook misses, and he reveals himself. So the Radiant 3 should back off now. I mean, we have these 4 heroes, just farmer lanes, and that's just what the Lone Row is doing. He's pushing this tier 1 bottom tower. Dire spends a Gilf, but I think this will fall, especially with this bear hitting it. And then on top, the Faces Void actually is a bit brave there going, yeah, but he still has his supports back. They always have this Fissure to counter initiate. Bad time here, Ice Path hitting nothing. Faces Void, understandable. He's spending Chronosphere to buy himself time. And this Macro Pyre really doesn't damage anyone. The Pudge tries his hook, but just snags a creep. So overall, I think a victory there for the Radiant. I mean, they do get a tier 1 bottom tower. And yeah, and earlier the mid fell down, although it came at the cost of the Shadow Fiend's life. So the gold really in the Radiant's favor now with, I'd say, yeah, with 5,000 gold. And the XP, yeah, definitely still in the Radiant's favor. I mean, just by giving up those skills, their heroes are more spread out. They're less grouped up. And the question is whether this Faceless Void will have really the space to farm. I mean, he already has Morbid Mask. He's looking to get his Massive Madness. But he's already spent his Clone Sphere, so they make a go. The Ice Path hits the Luna, but there's no follow-up, so just content to stand back. And the Spudge in mid might grab this double damage rune. And the Lone Druid just content to farm. So nice placement of wards here on the side of Dire, giving them vision of the river. And actually of the Radiant River as well. So the Shadow Fiend spots and he gets hit by the hook. I think he's dead. No, he pops his Shadow Blade. So without any detection, the Pudgy can't make anything out of it. So yeah, so I think the Shadow Fiend can set up a gank at top. If he rotates, a quick raise or King of Souls can get some kills on these supports. And actually right now the Faceless Void is very low on life. Not sure if the Darks here will be rotating there to heal him like he did before. The Pudge actually rotates top, and there's pinging as this Jakiro is looking to deward the river. Nice awareness from them, but the Visage spots him. One familiar stun, second familiar stun, but there's no follow-up damage, and instead the Pudge manages to hook the Shadow Fiend. He should spend the ulti now, but before he can do the finishing kill, nice Clone Spear there with Faces Void, and lets them the kill on the Shadow Fiend before he can do his race. The Luna's ulti damage is spread out, but the Visage gets a kill on the actually. So 3 heroes down right now on the Dire despite that initiation, and 4 heroes down. Jakiro spends his Macro Pyre and nets a kill on the Naga, but the rest of the heroes die. Actually, I don't know why this Faceless Void is buying back. He's teleporting, but okay, so no, Third Shaker who teleports in, but this could be his death. Actually, he used his Fissure to get the kill on the Luna. So actually, he salvages that fight, and here, there's the Faceless Void. So for the most part, the Dire salvages that fight by getting those crucial skills. Maybe the Radiant should have backed off, but still, they lose 5 heroes, and actually all this time, the Lone Druid breaks the tier 2 tower, and actually that's his Radiant, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's coming from the carrier now. So, lots of XP there actually going the way of the Radiant, and if we look at the gold, I expect, yeah, similar spike, yeah, more than 7,500. It's due to the tower kills. I mean, right now Radiant's tier 1 towers aren't down yet, and while the Dire's tier 1 towers are all down, so that's what, 4,000 gold. Yeah, I think that's it. And then you got those kills. I mean, even if Dire got those revenge kills, that was still a lot of XP and gold for the heroes who were lurking around earlier. So let's see what Dire makes out of this. They still have great initiation skills, especially a timely Pudge hook can set up a big team fight, but the Naga Siren pops up here. She just content to use her illusions, and this Faces Void's trying to find farm. He finally has his Massive Madness, but I think he'll need more. So actually, the Radiant gets a kill on this Jakiro, and they're making a go here, but the Naga Siren uses her sleep to counter initiate and to start initiation skills. The Shadow Fiend misses his race, and the Darkseer gets his wall up, but eventually dies. And now this Lone Druid is chasing the supports. There's a Radiance, but they dive in too much. And the Earthshaker manages to escape, but I think this is tier 2, a dead tier 2 tower. So nice place there by the Radiant. I mean, they get 3 kills without losing any of their heroes. And the Shadow Fiend just uses Race to clear out the creep wave. So now they're looking to damage this tier 3 tower. Do they have a Gilf? Yes, they still have Gilf. I'm not sure why they're not yet using it. Yeah, then finally they use it, and it's the power of this Spirit Bear, especially with Radiance. You can also incredible damage, and yeah, the bear goes down. That's 300 gold, and the Faces Void uses ulti and gets a much needed kill on that Lone Druid. Luna spends her ulti to get a counter kill on the Faces Void and gets that, but now they're making a go to Shadow Fiend thanks to Pudge. Shadow Fiend eventually falls down, but not without taking the Earthshaker down with him, and now they're making a go at the Naga Siren. And the Pudge hook misses. Actually, I think this is a bit overextension now. With the Radiant, they should just back off. And the Shadow Fiend buys back. I think they want to amp up the aggression. Well, yeah, with the Pudge low and the Darkseer low, I think they could continue this assault. But I think you still need the Lone Druid there to push. Or they could even just rotate top and break this tier 2 tower. So right now, Dire's playing from behind. And yeah, if we check the Golden XP chart, yeah, whoa, that's a huge gold lead inside the Radiant. That's 12,000 gold, and this Shadow Fiend is looking to get a double damage rune. I think the Dire spots him, yeah. With these 2 wards, they definitely see him grabbing the rune, but he just backs off and farms the neutral camps. So big advantage really, and look at the net worth. 3 of the highest net worth are on the side of the Radiant, and these are their 3 cores. You have the Lone Druid with the Radiant. Is there anything else on him? He just has his Tranquil Boot. Yeah, and then the Shadow Fiend has his Shadow Blade. He's looking for next item. Yeah, doesn't have his BKB yet. While the Luna, yeah, almost has her BKB. They spot this Haste Rune, and the Pudge uses it as bait to throw a hook, but the Luna misses. And would they go for Roshan? No, the Shadow Fiend just content to hunt, expends his Shadow Blade, and I see a ward being dropped. Yeah, they drop a ward. The Radiant at least drops a ward here, and spot. I think this is just a ward to help them guard Roshan, but you still have this familiar, and actually the Dire's looking to contest this. You have this Pudge with a Iron Shell hunting, and the Shadow Fiend's in no man's land. I mean, you're looking to initiate with his Shadow Blade, but that's still 4 heroes. The Naga Siren sleep actually comes in too late, but they might still make a go. I'm not sure if they want to make a go at this. Yeah, the Pudge gets a hook and gets a Visage as a dead hero. And the Lone Druid is too far away, so the Faces Void use a Mask Madness and Chronosphere to hunt the Lone Druid, but he's still too tanky there. Took a lot damage, so it's a long kill, still alive, but eventually dies, especially when it's 4-1. Only the Luna survives there, so really bad engagement by the Radiant. The heroes were really isolated. You had that Shadow Fiend in the middle of a fight, and you know that Naga Siren, I think there were mixed signals. The Visage wanted to stay and fight, while the cores, the Lone Druid and the Luna, were a bit too far away to do anything. So instead, they just got picked off. And we're talking about the initiation skill of the Dire, and they have a lot. Whether it's the Faces Void, this Pudge, the Earthshaker, the Jakiro. So, and that's just what happened. So I think things are turning around. See this huge spike drop. I mean, Radiant's still leading in terms of XP, but not by much anymore, especially with 26 minutes into the game. And if you look at the gold chart, yeah, just 10,000 lead. Still, That's not to say Radiant lost their advantage. They're still ahead in terms of towers, and Dire still hasn't taken any down. But you know they should take this chance to regroup. So this Spudge is just looking to acquire the regeneration rune, and the Shadow Fiend just farms the neutral camps and giving XP to Visage. If you look at the levels, hero levels, so more or less a bit even with just the Lone Druid and the Shadow Fiend ahead of everyone else. But the supports are more or less equal, and actually it's Luna's equal level to supports. But the Luna finally gets her BKB, so that'll actually help a lot, especially since a lot of the damage really here coming from the Dire is magic. I mean, your only right click here really is the Faceless Void, and he doesn't have much items yet. He's really dependent right now on the Chronosphere Massive Madness combo, although he has 1,800 gold in the bank, so let's see what item he's looking to farm later on. So nice warding here actually. You have this aggressive ward by the Radiant, and I think the Shadow Fiend was spotted earlier due to his Sentry ward, which will now expire in a few seconds. And look like Radiant's gathered the top, and they're looking to push this tier 2 tower. I think it's something they can easily break, at least much more than the tier 3 tower, since there's no high ground. So Jakir throws an Ice Path, but there's no follow-up. The Pudge throws a hook, but it comes up short. They pop a Gilf in an attempt to buy some time, but this will eventually fall down to the Lone Druid. But no, the bear backs off. I think he was trying to do the aggro, so nice Ice Path there, but the hook misses and hits the Dire creep instead, what we would call the Tetros creep. This bear's lone life. Will the Lone Druid resummon? Resummon, and the Shadow Fiend just teleports. They just back off, and the Shadow Fiend teleports to mid. Actually, I think this is a perfect opportunity. They're so scattered. The Dire can find some pick-offs, but they don't have much vision. Instead, they just deny their top tower. So you have this Faceless Void farming the Ancients. And Radiant doesn't have any wards there, so they don't see this. And head, I can't click you. You're being hidden by these creeps. They're finally click you. Yes, has madness, and I'm not sure what. He has a lot of gold save. I'm not sure what he's looking to farm. I mean, maybe he's looking to get this butterfly immediately. That's a possibility. But damage items would also be nice, or even a BKB in terms of defense. So now the Shadow Fiend's at bottom is actually all alone. So all it takes is one hook from the Pudge, and he could easily die. But they also still need vision, especially with the Shadow Blade on him. And Shadow Fiend finally is looking to get his BKB. And he has the Ogre Axe. Okay, so right now both teams are going to this passive mode, avoiding some of the engagements and not really like looking for Roshan. This Lone Druid looking to get an Assault Cuirass. Already has 2 out of 3 items. Just needs the Hyperstone in the recipe, and he's good to go. But both sides, again, playing it safe. Their carries are farming the jungle so that they won't really be contested or ganked. But right now, both sides don't have that much ward vision. I mean, we have the sentry wards to prevent the Shadow Blade by the Shadow Fiend, and even Radiant's aggressive warding here finally expires. Oh yeah, they still have this ward on. Yeah, they still have this ward here near the secret shop. Yeah, and I was wondering why there were double wards there, and because one was planted, because one was about to expire, but they don't know that there's a sentry ward there by the Dire, so it to be warded later on. And I think that's what they're just about to do right now. The Pudge goes in and instead finds the Visage. I think that's a dead Visage. Ice Path there just to secure the kill, and the familiars don't come in time to stun and save them. So yeah, they're spotted. So nice pick off there. it is a support, but a kill is a kill, and that's still gold. And when you're playing from behind, anything you get is a reprieve. So actually, right now looking see what the Luna has. I guess one of the problem right now is that Radiant can't push any more towers since the only towers left for them to push are the tier 3. That's the both a good and bad thing. While the Diary has all these towers left for them, the tier 1, the top tier 1 tower actually is in deny range, so Radiant should look to deny that. Uh, the mid Radiant tower has taken a lot of damage. It's like one-fourth its life, and actually this bottom tier 1 tower is still quite fresh. But the thing is, both sides really are afraid to run to engagement against the other team, and understandably so. So there's really not much aggression right now. Maybe the supports, the respective supports can start stacking this ancient camp, and the Radiant is looking to fight Roshan, and they're pinging there. And I think, with this lineup, does the Visage have a medallion? Yes, he has a medallion. He's also carrying the mechanism. So this could be a quick Roshan if they choose to do so. But instead, the Visage drops a sentry ward and spots the dire sentry ward there. So now, the Pudge actually just kills the bear, the lone druid bear. But I don't think this Roshan is being contested. So now, Radiant easily gets it. And the lone druid picks up the Aegis of the Immortal. And Visage resummons his birds. So, I guess with that Aegis, at 33 minutes in, they're looking to break this tier 3 tower, which actually is in deny range. Although, yeah, you want to hold this off as long as possible. So yeah, the bear comes in, nice Aspat, delays the push, but with one hit, the bear gets hit. So now Earthshaker also counter-initiates with Fissure, but aside from that, not much they can do. The bear just goes in and starts hitting the racks. Another Ice Pat actually hits the Shadow Fiend towards the end, and there's a hook. I thought it missed, but gets a Lone Druid. The thing is, the Lone Druid's quite tough, so he survives for a long time. And bad I might say that my bad timing there, while the Luna's ulti was being hit, the sleep was turned on, but they get the kill nonetheless on the Pudge. But now Radiant loses 3 heroes, and they hook the Visage, so this might be a team wipe. Yes, there's a team wipe. So actually, bad communication or team error there. I mean, when the Luna was already hitting with her Eclipse, the Siren really shouldn't have spent her ulti, but I think she was thinking, I must save this lone druid. So 3 kills there on the Dire. The Dire actually uses 3 heroes with the buyback from the Pudge, but in return, they get 5 heroes, and while their tier 3 tower did fall down, they managed to save their rack. So this might be the first, they're looking to get their first tower. Actually, second tower, looks like the top tower was taken by the creeps. But yeah, this mid tower falls down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, so I think the start of comeback, but there's a pause. So let me take a quick break and let me just check my streams again. Okay. Okay, so the pause, the Darkshire disconnected, so let's just wait for jokes on Yao. I think, yeah, what we've seen really from this amateur teams is that they overextend. I think there was a overextension at top, and that might just be the comeback that Dire needs. So in terms of gold lead, still significant advantage on the side of the Radiant, despite giving up those two sorry, not giving up, despite losing their tier 1 towers. But in terms of XP, yeah, because of those team fight deaths, it's now more even. So let me just check my stream, and I'll be back in a minute or two.
beautiful, don't you think?
So it looks like there's a disconnection actually from my stream, but hopefully I'll upload this video to YouTube and you can watch it there. So now there's a reconnection from the darks here, and hopefully the bathroom break of Joksunyao has also been done. And right now, once we resume this game, the Radiant's heroes should be respawning soon. So there's a go. So let's look for this game resumption in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the game has been resumed. And yeah, we're talking about the comeback, and yeah, I think that the earlier team fight might just be the break that the Dire needed. I mean, there's a gold lead, Radiant's still leading, but in terms of XP, it's more or less even right now. Yeah, actually, it's a perfect 0. So let's see what Joksunyao can make out of it. And again, despite the three farm cores of the Radiant, we are saying that Dire really has a lot of initiation, and you saw that the Lone Druid Bear had some difficulties taking down the tier 3 tower because of the combination of the Ice Path, the Fissure, and then well, the Vacuum Wall, Chronosphere, and rinse and repeat. But this Lone Druid already has tanky items. He has the Vlad, he has the Assault Cuirass, and yeah, the Bear has the Radiance, while the Shadow Fiend does he have his BKB. Yeah, he has his BKB, looking for a damage item, hopefully next on his list. And then where is our Luna? There's the Luna. So she already has her BKB. I think she's going for a Helm of Dominator. Yeah, I think the key here really is if the Radiant can use their BKBs actually in time. Because we were talking about how this is all magic damage, and there's really no BKB. Yeah, well, sorry, the Dark here has a BKB on side of the Dire, but I think with the Radiance, Naga Siren can take advantage of that. I mean, if the Darkseer pops off his BKB, which is how long? Yeah, still 10 seconds, so it's actually fresh. The Naga Siren can sleep, and we get a 1 versus 5, and then so Radiant can just kill off the Darkseer, and then that's 1 hero down on the Dire, and then initiate on the rest. But curiously is actually Faces Void. Actually, yeah, he has his first damage item, the Daedalus. I think he still needs more to win this game and carry his team, but it's a start. And what's nice about the Chronosphere with the Mask of Madness is that, hey, when you're inside the Chronosphere, unless the enemies are ranged heroes, they can't really harm you out as well. So it's all offense, offense, offense. And with that, Daedalus, maybe he can pick off at the very least 1 hero, hopefully 2 even. Then have the rest of your team clean the rest of the fight. So there's a Visage here looking to gank, but the Faces Void manages to teleport out in time, while this Luna just farms at bottom. So the game has descended into a passive game, I think. Radiant's looking to take another Roshan, and then once they have another Aegis, they look to hopefully push mid and destroy this mid racks. So actually, I think the longer the game goes, it's really gonna depend on execution. I mean, while the Faces Void is a hard carry, he's just at the end of the day still 1 carry, while arguably the Radiant team has three very potent carries with the Lone Druid, Shadow Fiend, and the Luna. That's actually a lot of damage. Although the Shadow Fiend and the Luna aren't that tough yet. The Lone Druid is actually pretty the tankiest of them all, of the 3. And with that Vladimir's offering and Assault Cuirass, he really has a lot of armor. Should only really help against the Faces Void since he's the right clicker. Still, before actually the Assault Cuirass and the Vladimir's didn't stack, but thanks to relatively post, I think it was during TI3 with that patch that allowed these 2 items to stack. That's why you have this huge armor bonus to Lone Druid. That's 6% effective HP. per point, and with 39 armor, that's a lot of effective HP. And when they group together, let's also not forget the Lunar Blessing. So Lone Druid with a Lunar Blessing can deal a lot of damage. Especially, yeah, the same can be said with the Shadow Fiend. But let's look at, I think, is he saving for buyback? I think he can farm up, get his next item. Yeah, it's mostly unreliable gold. So he can spend it. So now, I think they're pinging where the Faceless Void is. I think this Radiant Ward spots them. Sorry, yeah, Radiant Ward here. And the Dire has this defensive ward here. So now they're making a go. The Shadow Fiend spots the Pudge who's just farming creeps, but he's in no man's land. Nice net there. He pops the Blade Mail, deals a lot of damage to the Shadow Fiend, but Mechanism from the Visage heals him up. So I think this is the break that the Radiant was looking for to break the base. And they should know that the Faceless Void is still here. He can eventually TP, but it's still time that the Faceless Void isn't there. At the very least, they could draw the TP, so they could push mid. And the bear comes in still. Dire still has their Vacuum Wall and Fissure, so the Pudge buys back. So yeah, their Fissure and Ice Bat are expended. Effort to buy time. This bear is trapped by the Fissure actually, so can't progress. But he starts hitting the racks now. Nice hook there by the Pudge. But the Shadow Fiend pops his BKB in time. So here's the Luna's ultimate. And yeah, and raised by the a Requiem of Souls by the Shadow Fiend. So the Dire mid racks falls, at least the melee racks, and they're making go at this range racks, and now it's dead. So now Radiant should just back off, content with that victory. I mean, they killed the Pudge there, who actually died twice. He had to buy back. Now they can just push the other lanes, whether it's top or bottom. So yeah, you have the Luna farming bottom while the Shadow Fiends farms top, and the Lone Druid just farms his Ancients. So actually, Roshan should be spawning soon. Yeah, I think that's just 1 minute and 10 seconds. So yeah, they can just push the lanes and then go for Roshan. I think, yeah, saving grace right now for the Dyers. Perhaps this Faceless Void, if they do make a Roshan, it's like the perfect area for a Chronosphere. And the Faceless Void can catch several of the heroes there. He now has his Eagle Song, so he's looking to build a Butterfly. I don't think the Ethereal Blade is a good item choice on the Faceless Void. Actually, I also don't mind the Battle Fury. It does two things. It lets him farm, and if you do get that, however unlikely, that the perfect Chronosphere on several heroes, that Battle Fury can do a team wipe. I mean, that's not necessarily gonna happen, but the possibility is always there. Yeah, so looking at XP chart, goes back in favor of the Radiant, while the gold lead, yeah, that's 14,000 gold lead for the Radiant. And let's see if the heroes have their next items. No, this Luna just content to have 3,000 in the bank. I think she might be saving up for that Butterfly herself, while the Shadow Fiend actually already bought the Eagle Song. And then there's the Lone Druid. Where is our Lone Druid? Lone Druid, where are you? There you are. He actually passes his Assault Cuirass to the bear and buys a Boots of Travel and has a Sanjay on his stash. So now just dewarding action by the Dire, or at least the planning sentry wards, and these familiars by the Visage is just guarding the Rosh pit. So the Shadow Fiend just content to farm top and push the creep wave there, and actually the Dire right now can make a go at Roshan, especially since all the Radiant heroes are far away, but they don't know that, and now the Radiant heroes are just farming in the Dire jungle, and the Dire is just playing it defensively. They know they're behind, so they don't really want to take any unnecessary risk, as it'll easily cost them the game. So now they find the Lone Druid, or at least his bear, so now they're killing it. I'm not sure if this bear can escape, but he buys some time, and that Radiant's damage is doing some damage. Yeah, so actually the Pudge teleports back to base. He's low on hit points, especially due to that Radiant's burn. And yeah, the Radiant just backs off. Nagasiren pushes the wave, but they just back off. So actually, nice play there. The Space Voids was farming Roshan the entire time. So there's a pause by the Radiant. There's a lag spike. And actually, this Faceless Void might get this Roshan. And I'm not sure they're away. So the Shadow Fiend actually doesn't go for Butterfly, instead goes for Ethereal Blade. Not bad considering his race and Rakim. And actually, it's also pretty good against the Face Void since he's a right clicker. So when you're Ethereal form, you can't right click. And you know, even if the damage doesn't harm the Face Void due to the the backtrack, at the very least, it prevents you from right clicking. Then yeah, Lone Druid, I think you should just get this Sangria from his stash, at least to give him more hit points. Not that he needs it. So pause here, and yeah. So waiting for them. Signal go. Okay, so we're resuming. Hopefully in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 go. Okay. So will they catch his Faceless Void? No. Well, yeah. It's right now the Shadow Fiend just rotating in. I think it's too late. The Faceless Void will steal the, and yeah, Time Walk there. Time Walk and teleport. So Shadow Fiend doesn't catch him. Yeah, they come in too late. So Radiant lost their opportunity there, and Radiant the Dire needs any breaks they can get. But looks like Radiant will transition into a push. So they farm bottom, and their heroes are gathered. Well, they're gathered actually by the river. So no fight there. I'm not sure if they want to wait it out for 10 more minutes. I mean, the longer they stall the game, the more dangerous this Faceless Void is going to get. He already has his Butterfly, has his Daedalus, has his Massive Madness. I mean, all he needs to do really is to Time Walk Chronosphere into any target. Maybe like this Shadow Fiend who's a bit far off and without support, and that's easily a dead hero. Then they could move on to the next one. And really, that's a danger. That's a power of this Farm Faceless Void. The Chronosphere is more or less indestructible. I mean, not really much can do unless you preemptively perhaps use BKB. Does it go through BKB? I'm not sure. Maybe yeah. So here looks like they're just pushing the lane bottom, and the Luna comes in. I think it's just split push. The Lone Druid pushes top, all the rest of the heroes push bottom, and so nice hook there by the Pudge. Gets a Shadow Fiend, but so far it's not enough. Yeah, and we're seeing the power of Clone Spear. One hero, two hero, three heroes are dead thanks to that timely Clone Spear. Nagasiren uses her sleep, but it's too late. So yeah, as I said, that's a power of the Faceless Void's carry. You can easily kill heroes, and you won't be really contested. And Lone Druid really can't push top. So we're seeing significant comeback here from the Dire. Yeah, while the Faceless Void isn't a Phantom Lancer, it's still very annoying to deal with, and there's not much you can do against a farm up Faceless Void. So yeah, we're looking at XP chart. Sharp dip there from more than 10,000 down to 8,000 XP in terms of gold. Still in the lead, but at this point, all your heroes you have farm. I think the only way now you can survive really there is to either tank up or kill the Faceless Void before he can use his Clone Sphere. So the Nagasiren has a Heaven's Halberd, not badly for support. Visage, yeah, has the Mechanism. I think he's looking to build his Aghanims. The Luna still on her base items, just the Blacking Bar and the Helm of Dominator. It's just Lone Druid still surviving, but yeah, he already has his Heaven's Halberd as well, so very tanky. And Assault Cuirass on the bear. And the Shadow Fiend, lost some souls there, and also lost a lot of gold. This has his Ethereal Blade. Not sure if he was able to use it during the last game. Definitely the BKB and the Shadow Blade. Not sure about the Ethereal Blade. And really, right now, there's still a lot of counter-initiation coming from the Dire. Yeah, disable from Kiro, disable from the Earthshaker, a hook from the Pudge. Okay, so they might be looking for another pause. Yeah, another pause. And a smoke gank from the Dire. No, the Shakira has his pipe. Earthshaker has his Blink Dagger, it's his key item. And the Darks here, yeah, just the Mecha and Soul Ring. I think he's looking to build the site, especially with the acquisition of the Ultimate Orb and, a lot of gold save up. Yeah, and then the Pudge Blade Mail. Not so sure if I really like Blade Mail and Pudge, but hey, it's more DPS, especially since he's the one initiating and heroes are most likely to go at him. It's very tough now with that cloak, so his rot won't be dealing a lot of damage, and that's a Splash Heap already has acquired 43 strength. Yeah, and there's his Faces Void. Yes. So yeah, buyback, look at the buyback status. Yeah, Faces Void just now saving for buyback, and the way things are going, that's a smart idea. And he still has actually the Aegis, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So, Dire's looking to gank. Will they catch this Luna? I think they will. She's now farming this creep camp, and the smoke is off, so they should know. So yeah, time walk there by the Face Void, and okay, yes, by the Pudge actually with the hook. I think nice perma bash there by the Face Void. That's power when you have a butterfly. So the RNG on your bashes is on your time knock rather, and a mass teleport to defend top by the Dire. So yeah, I think this Face Void is looking just to break this tier 1 bottom tower. Actually, it's lasted very long. With the 49 minutes in, and this tier 1 tower is dead. But it'll soon go down. And the rest of the team just defends. Again, the Pudge makes a hook, but just finds a creep. Now they're beginning to go at this Shadow Fiend, but he pops the BKB. We're saying that the BKB is a perfect defense against this Dire team, and that's what happens. So the Face of White finally comes in, but counter initiation by the Naga Siren. And instead, they just get the Lone Druid who was in no man's land. So nice defense there for the most part by the Dire. They lose no one, and they get a kill on one of the cores. And I think, yeah, this is it's getting hard for the Radiant to fend this off. While they had the early game advantage, they really missed their opportunity to break the towers. And look at the Dire, all these end rewards in preparation for the Shadow Blade of the Shadow Fiend. Yeah, Shadow Fiend has a Shadow Blade. Check out the iteration there. And the Luna looking to tank up. This might be her next item. The Satanic. And yeah, and this Face Void just looking to farm and push. They're picking him, but I don't think they can really make a go. I mean, he has backtrack, he has his butterfly, and still has time walk, so you can easily escape. I mean, you need a lot of lockdown, and right now there's really not much lockdown for the Radiant. I mean, your way of locking down is probably what? An entangle by the Lone Druid, but they have to get him close first in order to do that. Just mini stuns from the Luna, and the Visage can slow, but it won't really disable. And now there's this wraparound smoke by the Dire, and they find the Naga. Yeah, and Ice Path into a vacuum, into Dual Breath, so they kill the Naga, and they're making a go at this Visage. So yeah, Chronosphere, and this is a dead Shadow Fiend. Yeah, dead Shadow Fiend, and this might be also dead Bear. Macro Pyre they're spent, so they're duking it out. So this Spear's dying. Actually, the Earthshaker died there before. But, you know, this is a team wipe. Oh no, just the Visage still living. I, yeah, they're confused. They don't know whether to go Visage or just break this tower. They should just focus the tower. It's not like the Visage can really defend. And instead, the Jakiro teleports back to mid to just defend his tower. And they break this tier 2 tower. And they can actually just push into the tier 3. I mean, you still have 48 minutes in before their cores arrive. Only the Naga Siren and the Visage will be respawning. And there's really not much you can do. Especially not against a farm faces Void. He'll just time walk in and hunt you down. So yeah, see them making a go at this tower. Pudge stacking up some creeps. And Mechanasm is spent. The Familiar's just there to stall, but hey, 23 seconds before the Luna comes in, so they break the tower, and this is dead bottom racks. And yeah, they might get the range racks. Now it's interesting, but there's really no follow-up damage. I think they're just looking to get this Pudge. He's down to like 600 life, still a lot, but he just TP's out. So more or less nice play there by the Dire. Like I think a skill you should learn really is like when you're getting the lead, when not to overextend and back off, and that's just what they did. They only lost the Earthshaker there, and they got a lot. That's 4 heroes dead, a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower, and the face Void even once down the Luna, where's that? Okay, he's there. He's actually was low on life, so I didn't think he might go for that kill, but he does. And yeah, when you have those perma bashes, and yeah, and I think he might have spent his Chrono Spear there, yeah. Or no, is it on cooldown? No, it's still on cooldown, so it just is the RNG favoring his way. And still a minute too early before the Roshan, but I don't think they can really contest this later on. He'll just be content to farm these Ancients. So very, very bad, yeah. The XP has finally sloped in favor of the Dire, and the gold, yeah, just to 3,000 gold lead on side of the Radiant, but at this point in the game, it's nothing. It's really, they don't really have an answer to this Faceless Void, in addition to all the initiation skills from the Dire. I mean, yeah, I mean, Shadow Fiend is stuck, and actually, apparently their career died there. Stuck with the same items, he just has Boots of Travel, but that won't really help as much. Visage still has the same items as he had like 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before. The Naga Siren finally gets a Diffusal Blade, although I'm not sure how much that would help. Lone Druid, yeah, it's without Spear now. And the Luna finally has her Satanic, but I think right now she needs a damage item. Still, getting all damage and no defense won't really help you against a Chronosphere faces Void. So another smoke coming here from Dire. I think they're looking to either get Roshan or perhaps even ambush the Radiant. So the face Void time walks into the Roshan pit, but I think he's spotted by the Familiars. Looks like Radiant will look to contest this, or will they? Yeah, they're just prepared, but I think they suspect. Yeah, so nice hook from visibility there. Luna pops her BKB just in time, but here comes the face Void. So that's a Chrono Spear into a vacuum, into a wall, and then Naga Siren, yeah, dies. So 3 heroes dead, 2 of the cores of the Radiant dying, and you know they can just finish off this Roshan and push. So it looks like the Lone Druid will just want the push stop, but the Pudge and the Jakiro have rotated to defend. So it's not like the Lone Druid can push either. So yeah, we have the Faces Void going mid. They're looking really to push mid. Yeah, the tier 2 tower is still up. I don't think they can push to tier 3. I mean, their cores will be up by then, but definitely they can still do a lot of damage to that tier 2, if not outright take it. So yeah, we see the Dire gathering at mid, and only the Visage to defend. So I think this is a dead tier 2 tower. The question is whether they can take the tier 3 and even racks. And there's still a Gilf on the side of the Radiant. So yeah, we're seeing this tower quickly being taken down. And actually Darkseer now has his Sight of Vice and the cheese is on him. while the Aegis is on the Faces Void. So they pop the Gilf, and all their heroes will be up in a few seconds, but there's a pause. So actually, right now this might be the end game. I mean, if Radiant isn't able to defend this, this is Dire can actually go for the throne. Key here will actually be buyback. Radiant has buyback on the Lone Druid. It's just Lone Druid. So yeah, Luna comes in. We can go at this. Actually, yeah, they get the Faces Void, but he has the Aegis. So nice ice pad into a hook, and they've now isolated this while they've isolated the Luna while this Faces Void gets the Naga Siren and they take down the tower. So there's an ongoing fight. Yeah, they find another pick off, and the Visage dies. Yeah, and they should keep focus on the objective, take down this melee racks. And there's really not much with just the Lone Druid and the. So yeah, they get the melee racks and looks like they back off and don't want to push it. The Lone Druid is top pushing. They take no, the tower's still there, but yeah. So between that Pudge and that the hero, they take down the Lone Druid, and while the Shadow Fiend is looking to hunt down this Darkseer. So Dire playing it safe, they're just going to take down this tier 2 bottom tower and then before moving on to the tier 3. And yeah, the Lone Druid's forced to buy back, but I don't think there's really much he can do to defend. He's a good pusher, but not so much a counter pusher. And look at this tier 3 fall to the might of this Faces Void. He now doesn't have an Aegis, but not much DPS really coming out right now from the Radiant. So this is their last stand. The bear, okay, they go for a sleep, probably setting up initiation, but it's also buying time for the Dire. So Shadow Fiend's expenses Requiem Souls but doesn't hit anyone. This Face of Void is content to stay here, back off and TP out. So okay, nice defensive posturing there by the Dire. Despite getting caught by the sleep, no one on their side dies and they back off. And so now it's really hard for the Radiant to come in, and it's not even like their Luna can go for a Divine Rapier build. I mean, if the Faces Void can really isolate any hero, and if they spot them having the Luna, for example, having a Divine Rapier, can just time walk in, Chronosphere, kill it, and get the Divine Rapier for themselves. And they actually pass now the cheese to the Faces Void, and actually they can wait it out again for what? This will be like 6 more minutes before the Roshan respawns. If they wanna play it safe, they can wait for Roshan to respawn. But I think they can take the fight now. They just wait for their cooldowns to their ultimates to reach cooldown, and yeah, all their cooldowns are active, and they can start actually hunting now and just get away with brute force. But you know, they just wanna farm, and the question really is, what other item are you getting Space Void? Right? He has his mask, has Dead Diddles, has the Monkey King bar, has the butterfly, has the Boots of Travel, the last slot for the cheese. So I think yeah, if Dire still wants to farm, I think it should go to the other heroes. And you know, I think right now if the game lasts longer, it'll benefit the Radiant because they still have 3 carries, and while they're not as farm individually as the Faces Void, if you spend more time, they could actually catch up. And look at this trail of sentry wards. Just, you know, sentry. So the smoke from Dire expires, but they're making a beeline for the bottom, and yeah, I think they can take this and win the game. Radiant on the other end is looking to split push, so the Shadow Fiend and the Lone Druids making a beeline for the top tower. But I don't think they can win the split push, and I think both heroes have Boots of Travel, so they can always teleport back to base if need be. And now here's what hopefully the final push, but not another pause. Lag spike.
So let's just wait it out and see. I think it's gonna be the final push. It should be. We've had like 3 final pushes, and actually, I think the Dire could have taken the game 5 to 6 minutes earlier, but they want to play it safe. So here, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and Nagasari Illusions tries to buy some time. And the teleports are coming in, yeah, but the Face of Void easily isolates the Shadow Fiend, kills one. Now they're making a go at the Naga Siren. She activates her sleep, but there's a BKB from the Darkseer. They should just actually go for distracts, get mega creeps, and looks like they're going for a base race, and the Takiro he teleports in, yeah. And actually they might get this because they don't have any tower, so the bear actually hitting the ancients while we have this fight at bottom. So Radiant Heroes falls, but you know, I don't yeah, and the Lone Druid keeps on hitting this the ancient, but eventually he falls down and dies. So now 4 heroes dead inside of the Radiant, while all the heroes of the Dire still up. And you have this Lone Druid just hunting the Visage. He should only stop and just focus on these towers. The Visage won't really do much against him. So just breaking the structures, waiting for his supports to come in. And does Radiant have any buybacks? No, just the Visage who's still alive either way. So, your face is void. Yeah, the familiars are looking just to harass him. But this really mega creeps right now on the side of Dire. So they should actually make a go really at this tier 4 towers. There's no one really to stop them. But again, arguably playing it too safe by a Dire, but hey, they want to play it safe, and they actually almost lost there with this Ancient taking a lot of damage, but the timely teleports by the Jakiro and the Pudge secures the kill. So now, yeah, this tier 4 tower falls down, but Radiant heroes are coming in. It's just the Lone Druid that's still on the sidelines. Dead, yeah. And then taking the last Radiant tower, it's being saved by the Gilf. But it will eventually go down, and yeah, mega creep. So there, yeah. So there's an ice path, lucent beam, a wall, a vacuum, BKBs are pop, Macron spears pop. But I'm not sure who is attacking. Yeah, gets a kill on the Visage, he gets a kill on the Luna. Shadow Fiend uses his Shadow Blade to escape, but their Dire falls down. So that's a victory from Jokes on Yao. Congrats to them, and this is like their 3rd win. Right now they're undefeated with 3 wins and 0 losses. So I think they're definitely probably in the top 4 right now. And this is your final score with 20 kills by 4 Pigs and Fafi, and 44 kills by Jokes on Yao. And thanks for watching. Hope you tune in again to the Jeto Cup this week and next week. This is your Caster Charles signing off.